All right, so we're going to be looking at like a very mini project. We are going to get this done in one class today, okay? And you'll notice under weather for this week, 2/8 through 2/12, there seems to be a whole bunch of links and stuff down here, right? And you'll notice, Kate, like Clouds Jam Bullens, Clouds Jam Klein, Clouds Jam Saunders, Clouds Jam Remote Students, Clouds Jam did not join the Zoom today. Yes. Still on blank? All right, there we go. You see all those? Can you see all these right here? Now, for those of us in class, I think it's pretty obvious which one we should click on. We're not clicking on it yet. We will soon. You're going to be clicking on the Clouds Jam Saunders. Yes. Thank you. He needs to tell me that. All right. So I'm going to click in it. You're not. I'm going to click on it. And when you pull up the Cloud Jam for Saunders, or for the people at home that are clicking on the Cloud Jam remote, you're going to see a page that looks similar to this. I may need to. Now, if you're doing this on your own, right? If you're sitting at home doing this, like, it's going to be a little different. But for us, we're doing this together. Now, I think personally, there are just a few clouds that are absolutely essential. Polar stratospheric clouds, noctilucent clouds, the Helmholtz clouds, all of those clouds that we talked about that were different that we never took notes on, I would not take the time to put them on here because that's not going to help you at all, is it? I would put the clouds on here that you're probably going to get tested on. And what clouds are we going to get tested on? Well, I can jot those down for you. Most definitely you will see cumulus on a test and a quiz. You'll see cirrus test in the quiz. You'll see stratus. Okay. You'll see cumulonimbus. And you will see nimbostratus. Still in the stratus family, you'll see fog. And every once in a while, you might see contrails pop up, which is kind of an odd one to have pop up. But for the most part, that's the most important clouds. So today, when I say to you, pick 3, it should probably come from this list. Okay? I'm going to pop back into here, and I'm going to show you some different tools that you have to use. First, you have this pen, which will turn into a marker and a highlighter and a paintbrush. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you know right now. If you select pen and you decide you're going to write the word cumulus right here, kids, writing with your finger on a mouse trackpad is not easy, is it? No. I wouldn't recommend doing it. So I'm going to get off of that because I don't like doing that. I think there are 2 good choices when you're typing in the 3 clouds, and that's all that goes here is the 3 types of clouds that we're doing. I like to either use A, the text box. Pretty easy to put a text box in there, isn't it? You just click text box and put it in there, and then you could type the word cumulus. Now, once it's done, you can click this button. You can move cumulus around. I can make cumulus bigger. I can make cumulus smaller, depending on how I want to do it, right? That's one way to do it, if you want to. I think it just looks a little better in my opinion. Sticky notes, because then I can differentiate the colors between the 3 clouds. So maybe I want cumulus to be on orange. Oops, I missed a U there. Save and done. Now look at that. I move my sticky note wherever I want to. If I want to tilt it, I tilt it. Whatever I need to do. Just don't be silly like the one person in my class and put everything upside down. Do you think I want to read an upside down project? No, I don't. So if you want to do this, that's fine. So cumulus, and I would come back in here, and I think cumulonimbus is extremely important. I'll save that. So I'm going to get rid of this. Go away. I think cumulonimbus is probably the most important. Another one that I think is very important is fog. This is what I've done in pretty much all 3 classes. Fog is important. Now you might notice I'll try to make it roughly the same size. See how I'm kind of sizing them up? Make them the same size. So cumulonimbus, fog, and I'll do like I've done in all the classes. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say stratus. Those are the three that I think are important. That doesn't mean you have to pick these three, but you can. All right? Anybody have any issues with actually typing 3 cloud names in the first box? Pretty easy, right? I mean, you've watched me do it. You get to do that on your own. Now, on your own. And this is why I like using the other. You can do this with the text as well. It makes it easier. Watch and learn. Work harder, or work smarter, not harder. Okay? I could redo all that. Or, Nevina, I can go 3 little dots, duplicate, drag that down here, make it a little smaller. 3 little dots, duplicate, drag it down here, make it a little smaller. 3 little dots, duplicate, drag it down here, make it a little smaller. Now I've got my 3 different clouds down here. I could tell you you have to draw pictures. Use your marker, use your paintbrush, and your all 6 colors that I give you there. What a whopping amount of, right? Kind of boring, right? Who would like for it to be a little easier? Oh, all the hands are up. I'm assuming those hands that are up at home too who decided not to join the Zoom. Check this out. Add an image. Click on it. See this middle one? Ooh. Cumulonimbus clouds. And I dig. Is that a cumulonimbus cloud? No, it is not. Does it look like a storm cloud? No, it doesn't. So some of these are going to be wrong. You should know the difference. I don't like any of these. I'm going to take off the clouds part and just put in cumulonimbus, and there we go. That's a little more like it, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think I would want to have anything to do with that. That looks pretty vicious. That has the anvil shape at the top, doesn't it? That's a storm cloud for certain. And insert. But Mr. Bullens, it inserted in the middle of the page, and it's huge. Click on it. Shrink it. Drag it down here beside cumulonimbus, and oh boy, that was really tough to do, wasn't it? Yeah. Guess what? I've got to do that 2 more times. Now, you need to be careful, because when you come in here and you type in the word stratus, is that a stratus cloud? No, it's a stratus car. Here's the other thing that's kind of scary about this, and you need to know, are these stratus clouds? No, they're not covering the whole sky. Make sure that you're getting one like this, where the entire sky is covered. Otherwise, that's incorrect. I don't know why it shows up like that. Probably because we're going through Google Jamboards to this. But just be careful. If you need to cover up my little Bitmojis, do it. Not going to hurt my feelings. It's really not. I just threw them in there to make it kind of neat. Put that here. And then what's left? Fog. Oops, not fig. That would be like Fig Newtons would show up. Although I like Fig Newtons. I can eat those. Not, should we put that? No, not really. Here's one. How fog can affect your driving. I like that picture, and shrink it down and bring it in here. So far, so good, right? Questions?
Are we going to do it with a group?
No, I'm going to talk about the group part. Now, so Gabby asked a good question. Mr. Bones, are we doing this as a group? No, this group work comes in now. All right. I take cumulonimbus, okay? And you can see Mr. Bones really doesn't like to work very hard. Cumulonimbus clouds. Now, I'm going to be even lazier. And I'm going to go inside of this, double click it. Now, don't tell me everything about cumulonimbus, because then it ruins it for the last person who's going to help you out. I need one fact about cumulonimbus clouds. I'm going to say they are thunderstorm clouds. Is that a correct statement? Okay, I'm going to hit save. And there it is. Bring a fog on over and duplicate it. And I'm going to duplicate it again and bring fog here. Now, what's one thing that I know about fog? Well, a cloud that touches Earth's spell correctly, Mr. Bullens. Earth's surface. Okay, save. So far, so good, right? And then I hit duplicate. And guess what? I'm going to do it one more time. And stratus clouds, and I'm going to say they block the sun during the day and make it cooler. It might want it to be capital, block the sun. and make it cooler on Earth's... I've spelled that terrible all day. Earth's surface. Is that a correct statement? Yes, it is. Now, that took me a whole whopping like 4 minutes, and that's slowing down and explaining it to you. I'll get you in a minute, I promise. So, what is this whole with the group thing? Well, the people at home that decided not to join Zoom, I have no way of letting them do this. So, people at home that didn't join Zoom, I'm going to stop your video now. If you get that done, you are done. Obviously, the thing that you need to understand is there are 20 different slides. Okay? If I get on and Joey is the first person, because you got to put your name in here somewhere. Okay? I get on and I realize that Joey is the first person that signed on at home. I'm not going to jump into the exact same slide as Joey and start messing up his work. Number one, if you do that, I'm going to know it, and that would be rude. So if you see somebody's work, to go, guess what? Slide number 2, there's no one there, is there? What if there's someone on slide 2? Go to 3. What if there's someone on 3? Go to 4. If all 20 slides are full, somebody's lying. I didn't have that many people miss the Zooms today. You can't add another one, it won't let me. Right? Does that make sense for the people that are at home? If you were hearing this, it makes sense, right? You go through, you find a blank slate, put your name at the top, start doing all the work, and you're good to go. If you have questions for the people at home, email me, send a dojo message, something, and I'll help you out. So I'm going to stop this video.